Hello. Good to meet you. I'm glad you can finally see me. I've become a bit opaque, I'm afraid. My reality seems to be fading. To think as a kid I got scouted by a talent agency, but you're a valuable asset when you're only 13. I got a couple gigs, a commercial or two, but after that fell through, I focused on music. What else was there to do but lose it, then bestow it so it appears a neighborhood rock school. I got into a band. At first I tried a few, but then like a crew, Through the Ages was born, and we knew we had the power to form a kind of advertisement that could hook you. We played the stage jockey, it was too warm for playing hockey. Sloppy Toppy was an age away, so instead we just mocked it and tossed it for a lawsuit as the cost of child labor. But at least we got to record at a record label. The band dissolved like cotton candy and water, and I picked up a part-time job at a sandwich shop in California. Ike's Lovin' Sandwiches. I doubt they remember me, but I quit when COVID hit and we all had to start isolating. After the impact, I moved to Oregon, torn from the home I had learned to mourn some, but nothing I hadn't gone through before. I found a job at Little Big Burger. There I climbed the chain and made it to regional manager. After a period of mastered, it came to light that the title of manager plighted the company with a grievance of needance thereafter to provide a higher compensation, antithetical to what they're really after. Through a series of semantics, they were practiced in the tactics of subverting the laws for employee earnings, garnishing tips, unevenly split, understaffing shifts to cut costs, and overworking middle management, a vague concept that we couldn't decide who was part of it. Of my time at LBB, you see I was regional for a tenth of my time working, and ultimately I left over disagreements between the owner and me, who claimed I was stealing, but he wasn't blaming me. Money had gone missing, the bank messed up their accounting. We couldn't find out until Monday, but by that point it didn't matter. I broke a deal with the owner's boss, a master, to cut my losses after the disaster that I was working as a fucking shift supervisor. Ill-advised, though I tried, the owner disregarded advice from all of the managers. A lackluster design when comparing the size of the other companies who lie about their existence in the eyes of the public who try to buy a burger from this chain that is one of many that these companies buy, sell, and trade like dimes or stocks or bonds, assets to buy. After a while of coasting on what was supposed to be my savings, I got a job at a bar called Black Dog, and by a while I mean 3 weeks. Shit, was it that long? I worked on the line for a year and a half, only to shaft them to take better care of myself. Ya boys gotta eat, no longer just my mouth to feed. Got a second job working for the boss, the Fresh Phil's 15, making bread, cooking long till the night. Regardless of the fights the head chef permitted, nothing happened without his permission, which is why there was the excuse to not do anything right. Fussing over nothing in the eyes of the right, I got a job at another spot called Urban Decanter. I worked through the winter, another job part-time. It was the only way to make enough to stay inside. It was good, working in a kitchen count to 2, then tragedy struck. Wouldn't you know it? One of the managers got hit by a car, a drunk. He survived, but guess who his work transferred to? Some false promises, a couple lies or two. I needed to come back to help the OG crew. I never got that better compensation. $5 were promised, but they refused to even bring it up by 2. They liked my hours too, because I couldn't even accrue any overtime for the overwork they were looking for me to do. At this point I had lost it, but my screws weren't quite loose. So I finished my shift and left on stage right. What else was there to do?
Executed by decapitation and their heads put on display. Are you ready to apologize? Are you ready to grovel at my feet and beg for forgiveness?
If living means bowing down to the likes of you bastards, I'd rather die on my feet with my head held high.
After much consideration of a vision of my mission to switch from the kitchen to courier service, it was itching on my mind to make a dime without going into crime. You see the warning signs to drive away to survive another day while making deliveries to justify your stay. They demand you pray to the smile all around. Why aren't you happy? This is your life now. After meeting co-employees, hearing the stories, observing daily life related to Amazon practices, doing the same job as everyone else, experiencing the requirements. Frankly, it's appalling on how they do business. Amazon is very, 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 very large. Its exploitative nature is a prime example of the many ways all the grubby companies and corporations and associations and all the other names adjacent take advantage of our rights. As fellow human beings, it's time we make right the wrongs we ascribe to the differences we see in you and me, and do something about the flaming ball of death hurtling towards us that requires our permission to conclude. So please don't cower when they try to distract you with their ultimate power to direct your gaze from what's directly in front of you.
しどりもそろいのしどりもそろいのしどりもそろいの浴衣で二人出かけた朝が多いし今でも時々浴衣を着ては似合うと言われて涙が出そう
I cannot end wars, I cannot prevent famines, I can barely provide housing for myself and my cat, I guess. The way these billionaires keep their valuable assets out of sight of the general populace, I'd guess they're faking it. I really don't think they got the money. It's consolidated in other things. It's all one stupid fucking Ponzi scheme, built on IOUs and pyramid things, which amounts to a lot of examples of justice failing. Goodbye, it was good to see you. I'm glad you could finally see me. I've become a bit opaque, I'm afraid. My reality seems to be fading. To think as a kid, I got scouted by a talent agency. I can't believe this all started when I only wanted to provide for my family.
Hi there, it's me, Troublemaker. Just kind of curious if you were able to get a hold of any new information today, or what, you know. Also, do you have any whiteout? I think we can correct that thing. I know it happened one time before, not as big as what you put on, but something else got on one, and after it whited it out, it still worked after that. So, just wondering if you'd found anything out at all. Talk to you later, and thanks for all you're doing. Talk later. Bye.
Well said. I agree with him.
Very well then. I'll grant your wish and send you straight to the afterlife.